Something simple that we don't think about a lot of times. But when you're choosing greeters, just because the one fella jumps up and says, man, I sure do like talking to people, well, good. Talk to them in Sunday school. You want to pick folks who are going to be looking out not only to greet people, but who can look at somebody and say, hey, look, you know what, I just spoke to this fella, and something about him or something about her just isn't right. Y'all, we may want to keep an eye on that fella. How many of you have parking lot, folks in your parking lots? Great way to prevent incidents from happening inside your facility. Because are they going to start, 90% of the folks, when you look at all of these shootings and all this kind of stuff, are they like laying in your church for the last 3 days waiting on you to get there? How do they get there? They pull up in a car, or they walk through the parking lot, they get all their stuff out, and then they come in the front door. Prime example of your parking lot people, give them a radio. All right, they're doing you absolutely. If they see a guy, we have a guy in our parking lot jumps out with a shotgun and he's walking across the parking lot. What good is he if he can't tell the fellas inside? Right? None, not any at all. So there again, use those folks, but equip those folks to help you. Placement of security team members in a facility during the time of worship. How many of you, the folks that have security teams, how many times do you actually know where they're sitting in your church? Are they sitting at the back? Are they sitting at the front? Are they sitting near the exit? Are they sitting near the pastor? That's something that you need to look at, because 9 times out of 10, folks of one kind, what do? They hang together like all the folks in brown, right? Yep. A prime example. What do your security team do? Man, we got everybody in here. Let's go listen to the preacher now, right? They all sit down together. Work on where you place people. And I love you guys, just a second. And also child care protocol. There again, this is redundant. It's mentioned child care protocol several times during this presentation. It's going to mention it some more. But know who is volunteering with your kids. Like I said, people can get over somebody being shot. You let somebody mess with my young and it's on. But anyway, something to look at. Duties in a critical incident. What did we talk about earlier? Somebody's got to call 911, right? Probably not going to be your most significant thing to look at. However, you're going to want one person designated to call 911 who knows the facility, who knows the address of the facility, who knows where to tell folks, hey, look, you need to come in this way, or this is where the incident is happening. So somebody on your security team needs to call 911. If you call 911 and have an incident, we're on the way. But the more information we have, the better we can assist you when we get there. Coordinated evacuation or lockdown procedures. There again, I know it's church and people don't come to church to figure out how to run a fire drill or how to, teach your people at your church simple things. Hey folks, we went to this meeting and we just want to share some things with you as a congregation. If something were to happen in this church, everybody knows where the fire exits are, right? I mean, it takes 2 seconds. So we're sitting in here, guys, hey, look, if something happens in here, there's 2 exits back here at the back. If you go down this long hallway, you'll go right back out the front door. Just simple things to let people know. Yes, sir.
And also, it'd be a good idea, if you think you have a problem, call 911. You don't wait till you confirm it.
Correct.
You can always call back in disregard. It's better to have them en route and then tell them, hey, you know what, turns out it's not me.
Exactly.
And then wait till, oh yeah, that's definitely.
That's right. By all means, if you guys, we have people at our sheriff's office who work 24 hours a day. There's somebody on duty 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. If you need us, call us. All right? But don't wait till it's too late. All right? There is actually a video that the FBI put on, and it takes about 5 minutes, but it's talking about confronting the threat. I'll give you guys that website because I'm about out of time. But there is a lot of times people like to say that they just wait because they freeze. They don't know what to do. Prepare your team, your security team, put one in place, And there again, have the folks on that team who are prepared to confront that threat. Manage your safety zones. Basically, know where people are in your church at all times. Have a point of contact. Have somebody who's going to meet those folks at the front door or wherever they need to go to show them where the incident has occurred, and have somebody there to assist those first responders. Jump through there. We've talked about evacuation protocol, lockdown protocol. People are going to freeze. They are going to, if they're scared, it's kind of like pulling a mule that don't want to go. You're just really sometimes not going to get them to do what you want them to do. All right. So if people have enough mindset about them that something starts happening, they're going to typically get out of your building. They're not just going to sit there and watch it. But we do lockdown protocol, lockdown drills at all of our schools, which is in the FBI video that we talked at, I'll give you the website for, talks about run, hide, and fight. The folks in your church are going to have to pick one of those three things to do. And it's not it's kind of like breathing, it's kind of involuntary. You're going to do one of those three. But also, crisis intervention, stress management is something that we are really starting to get into at the Sheriff's Office. We actually have formed a team for crisis intervention team. And understand that this is something that if you have something that happens at your church, there's going to be issues that day, there's going to be issues the next day, and there's going to be issues the day after that. And they will continue. You're going to have somebody to talk to those folks, to just some place for folks to vent, all right? There again, we've talked about analyzing your congregation, the demographics, who's in your church, who's coming to your church. Sex offender registration is free. You can go on the internet and look that stuff up. Know who is in and around your church. All right, security plans. We're starting to get in here in just a minute into the general statute stuff, and we may jump forward just so Bill can get up here and give his piece on it. But implement a firearms policy for your church. I don't know who of you has those as of yet, but you want to know who can carry them, who can't carry them. Come up with something and stick with it. And I actually hit the next slide. All right, general statute stuff. This is where Bill is going to, Bill McGuirk's going to take over for just a second. Give you what he has is a lot of good information as far as North Carolina general statute and what it says about firearms carry. So I'm going to turn it over to him for just a few minutes, and then we'll wrap up everything when he gets done. Sure?
I'm going to take just a minute.
I'm sorry, I should have walked through
I hate I couldn't be here to start off, but they're going to teach you, I think, what you might need to know. But I'm going to tell you that common sense in everything is what works best. Our agency is here to protect you and to support you. And I know that in the church business, we have small churches that take in a couple of $1,000 in this county, and then we have churches that take in $150,000 every Sunday. But that $2,000 is just as important to that small church as that $150,000 is to that big church. To lose that amount, regardless of what it is, it's important to that survival of that church and the people in that church, and we take it serious. You take it serious. I think if you don't get anything out of this other than take it serious, that security is an issue in every place that the public lives. You know, we're very fortunate to live here in Union County. We certainly don't have problems that a lot of counties have, a lot of states have. We're very fortunate. But we're here for no other reason than to support you and provide safety for you. That's our only job. That's the only thing I'm elected for, is to provide security for the citizens of this county. And that's what every one of these officers are here for. Just like I believe it was you that said, when you see something that's out of the ordinary, I want you to call 911. It may turn out to be nothing. I don't, doesn't make any difference to us one way or the other. We want to come out there and check it out. Andy crossed into something I think is very important. Parking lots. When you see that guy get out of that car and throw that backpack on his back, and he don't belong in that church, you're going to have somebody step up there and just say, how you doing? You come to visit with us, to worship with us today? If you did, that's fine. If you didn't, then we've got issues. And I know that's difficult. I know it is. But get that person in your church that you know will say what's on their mind, and that's the person for you. So just say, listen, Mark, we want you at our church. We want you to worship with us. That's what we want you. Don't you call it a problem in my church. And you have a problem, you call 911, we're going to come to you. Now, we're going to support you. And listen, let me just say this. If you got any questions for me, and I'm glad to answer anything you've got, anything you want, and they'll do the same thing. But I appreciate you coming to this. It's important stuff. It's important. And what Andy said is to know who's around your church, know who's sitting in your office, know who's coming and going in your church. You know, we've had church, we've had people walk into churches and just walk up in the congregation, take them in and say, listen, we're going to take up a little love offering and give you this $100. Well, be careful, because next Sunday they're going to come back again. Ain't nothing wrong with them. I'm telling you it's wrong. I'm telling you, don't create an atmosphere that draws that type of person. And they will come. And they'll leave your church with that $100, and they'll go down the street to the next church and say, listen, here I am, knocking on your door. You say you're believing God. Well, I'm homeless and I need to eat and I ain't got no money. We'll just take up a little love offering and they'll go right out the door and go to the next church. We have it happen in this county. That's not, it happens. So know who you do. Don't create a dangerous atmosphere for yourself. If they want to sit down and worship, you want to feed them, feed them. Listen, I'm going to get on. Bill, don't bore them to death. Leo.
I had the privilege and honor of serving under 3 sheriffs in this county. I started out with Sheriff Fowler in 1979, actually volunteered with him for a few years, and in 79, after I finished college, my mother gave me permission to hire me. I came on board in 79 and then worked under Frank McWord after Frank Fowler had a stroke. I can tell you in 1979, we didn't have this issue. My church in Mineral Springs was open 24 hours a day. I could walk in the front door, go in there and pray anytime I wanted to. When we attended funerals, the deputies actually took their guns off and put them in the trunks of their car to go into the church because we thought it was disrespectful to carry a firearm into a church. I'm here to tell you today it's not. I wish it was different. As a church, I want you to take into consideration the things that we're telling you. Don't leave here and go off halfway with your security. I will tell you as an attorney, I see that we are a very litigious society. We enjoy suing people. The question is not whether you did something. The question is going to be, if you did something, did you do it right? If you didn't do it right, you're going to get sued. So if you're going to take on this responsibility, take it on seriously. Work with these guys in uniform. Work with the firemen. Work with anybody that you've got that can help you get this playing and make it right. Because if you don't do it right, there will be a lawyer that will stand up and say, I'm suing this church. And we don't want that to happen. I'm an attorney that doesn't believe that churches ought to be involved in lawsuits. Things need to be settled in the church. Churches don't go to court. You've got to hire a person who makes decisions, help you make your decisions. In the concealed carry world, I will tell you that my wife and I both carry concealed. We not only carry firearms, we carry civilian tasers. Those are things that are available. Law enforcement's not the only ones that have it. The difference is my taser only goes 15 feet, theirs goes 25, so they got 10 feet on it. So it's not just firearms that we're going to be looking out for. You're going to see people that are going to carry all kinds of weapons. You're going to see people that carry something like this. This just appears to be something in the pockets of razor blade. Is it a weapon they can use? Yes. They can also take any other type of object and use it as a weapon. Pencil in the wrong hand, stuck in an eye, stuck in the body. So there are many things in the church that can be used as weapons. But we're more concerned with people bringing in weapons. You see somebody with a knapsack or a bag bringing that into church, unless you know they're the church treasurer and they're bringing in the books and the money, you need to be ready. I gave you $3